Hello everyone, my name is Diego Campos. I'm a professional barista. I am the current World Barista Champion 2021. Today I'm going to explain you how to brew a beautiful cup of coffee in a very simple way. First, you need to choose your coffee. To choose a good coffee, you need to know where this coffee comes from and where this coffee was harvested, when this coffee was roasted. Because when you have the fresh coffee, you can enjoy the full potential of this coffee. In Amor Perfecto Cafe, we really focus on showing the world how good it is to enjoy a cup of coffee that has been roasted at origin, because it gives us a lot of benefits. It gives us a lot of flavors and aromas and the full potential of the coffees we're going to enjoy. When you're going to buy the coffee, you need to know this kind of information, but also you need to buy the coffee on whole beans. When you buy whole beans coffee, it means you can keep the freshness of the coffee for longer. It's really important to get whole beans and grind the only amount of coffee you are going to brew. So this allows us to keep the rest of the coffee as fresh as we can. So now I'm just going to grind 30 grams of coffee, and I'm using 500 grams of water. So the recipe that I'm using is about 1:16 ratio, which is 1 part of coffee, 16 part of water, which means 60 grams of coffee for 1 liter. So now I'm just going to grind the coffee. So now I'm grinding the coffee, and a second thing you need to make sure about is to choose the right grind setting for the method you are going to brew. So today we're using the olla cafetera, the coffee pot. I'm using a coarse grind setting, which is more like brown sugar texture. According to the different methods we have, we use different grind settings. What means a grind setting is how big the particle of the coffee will be when you grind the coffee. So when you make an espresso, the grind setting will be really fine because the preparation of the brew will be really fast. An espresso is about 20 to 30 seconds. When we do the olla or the French press, which is kind of the same brewing recipe and the same grind setting, we use more kind of like a coarse grind setting. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes. The brewing time is really depends on the grind setting. When you grind it really fine, it takes shorter. When you grind coarser, it takes longer to brew and extract all the flavors from the coffee. So you can make this olla with a finer grind setting and it will be extracted faster. Or you can have a different recipe with a coarse grind setting and it will take a little bit longer. So now I just finished the grind coffee. So which is good about that is like you can really feel all the aromas that the coffee has. So I just grind the coffee I needed, and I keep the rest of the coffee in the package well closed and in a really cold place. So now all you need to do is like make sure your brewing method is really clean. So I'm just going to add the coffee. Remember, I'm adding 30 grams of coffee. So the third thing you need to really make sure about is the water. Water is really important because 90% of your drink is going to be water. So you need to use a really good quality of water. So what I recommend is to use a filtered water or a water from a bottle. So temperature of the water needs to be below boiling temperature. So now I'm adding the water, and then what I'm doing now is just try to get wet all the particles on all the coffee into the coffee pot. So because I need the coffee to extract all the coffee at the same time. So I have 500 grams of water in about 90 to 92 degrees Celsius. So all I have to do is just wait until we get the time we need. So this method is a method that works by immersion, which is coffee with water on same recipe. And when we have a B60 or a dripper, which is a kind of brew method where the water is dripping at the time I'm pouring the water, so the water flow that I use for those kind of methods will be different. According to the method, you need to count, or you need to make sure how you pour the water into your method. So temperature, the water temperature is really important, because by the temperature is how we extract the coffee. So we can use at different temperatures, but when you use different brewing temperatures, you will extract the coffee in different ways. Sometimes you can use a different water temperature when you have a really light roast profile. You can use higher temperature, or when you have a really like medium roast profile, you can use a higher temperature. It really depends on how you are going to extract your coffee and which method are you going to use. So now I have 3 minutes of brewing. All I do is just to like kind of break the crust on top of the olla. Just put on the filter on top. And just enjoy the coffee from the coffee pot to the cup. That's all you need to do. So this coffee is roasted by Amor Perfecto. It's a coffee from our family project. It's a coffee with a beautiful acidity, a nice body, citrus, sweet flavors like panela or sugarcane. So just enjoy the coffee. This coffee is roasted by Amor Perfecto, that origin, which means I'm enjoying the coffee with a lot of potential, with a lot of flavors and aromas, and which is really important, a coffee that is fresh, and a coffee that's been roasted in a country where this coffee, and a coffee that is roasted in a producing country, which contributes with the farmers, with the pickers, and everyone who is involved in this coffee. So this is a type of coffee that has a beautiful acidity, and it has a round body and a good mouthfeel. It's a perfect cup of coffee for a morning coffee that I'm drinking now. It has flavors of sugar cane, a little bit of yellow lemon, and a really nice finish. So in Amor Perfecto, we have a line with different type of coffees. We have like a general profile, which is a coffee that you can use in different brewing methods, like French press, olla cafetera, even an espresso or with milk. And also we have different profiles with exotic varieties that are coffees that has different flavors and exotic flavors for those kind of people that wants to try something different, with flavors that are more fruity, or with coffee that has more acidity or lower acidity, or with coffee that has more chocolate flavor or more body, or with a better aftertaste. So which is important about drinking a good cup of coffee is try to find the way you enjoy the coffee the most, and which profile suits well your preference. So just try to find a coffee that really makes you happy and makes you understand what a specialty coffee is. So just have fun, enjoy your coffees. The only way to learn more about coffee is just drinking good coffees and having fun. There is nothing wrong. All you need to know is how to choose your coffee, where your coffee comes from, buy whole beans, the grind setting you use for your different brewing methods, the quality and the temperature of the water, the brewing time, and try to choose the right brewing method according to your preference and according to the coffee you are using. Drinking a cup of coffee that has been roasted at origin contributes with a full coffee chain makes the producers and the pickers happier and make you drink something really special with a lot of flavors and aroma, and the most important thing is like makes you feel happy. Enjoy coffee.